Hey everybody, my name is Matt Rosenthal. I'm the CEO of Mindcore Technologies and I'm a cybersecurity expert. And what I want to talk with you about today are some of the key reasons why you might be denied a cybersecurity policy by your insurance company. This is a tremendous topic. It's really important. And if you haven't already been contacted by your insurance company with a list of things that you need to do to really either to get your policy renewed or to get a new policy, you're going to be contacted very soon. It's commonplace, it's happening every day. And what's happening is a lot of companies aren't ready for it. They're not prepared for it. So I'm gonna give you a few things that you can expect that you're gonna have to do and some questions you're definitely gonna have to answer. The first one that they're gonna look for you to talk about is, do you have a plan? So they're gonna ask you outright, do you have a cybersecurity plan? Do you have a response plan? They're also gonna ask you if you have somebody identified as your chief cybersecurity officer or somebody who is in charge of overseeing cybersecurity that can be held responsible. So right off the bat, you need to have that. Now it could be you, it could be the CEO if you're a small company, or your CFO, or if you're the owner. You know, it depends on the size of company you have. So they're definitely gonna wanna know that you have a documented process and that you have somebody who's in charge, somebody who's overseeing it. Now to get a little more in the weeds, there's some specific tools, there's some specific preventative measures they're going to want you to have in place. One of them is multi-factor authentication, or MFA. That's extremely important, and you might be used to seeing that when you go to your bank's website and you get texted a 6-digit number. You put that number in and you get access. That's multi-factor authentication, meaning that you have to put your password in, but then you have to have a second means of which you're going to authenticate to get in. So somebody would have to have your phone, you know, to actually get that code to get through. So it makes it pretty reliable that you're the one that's trying to get in. So MFA is very important, and it's not a requirement, but it's becoming something where you just need to have it. Your insurance company is going to ask you why you don't have it. And if you don't, they're going to definitely tell you you need to put that in to get the policy. Security patching. So you're looking at your computers, you're looking at your servers, you're looking at your firewalls, you're looking at the IT infrastructure, okay? That needs to be patched. There's security patches that get distributed by the manufacturers. Extremely important. You can't go to one of these insurance companies and say, well, we don't do that. You know, first of all, it would sound ridiculous to say that you don't do that, especially in the climate of what's happening around us. So you definitely need to have somebody in your company in charge of making sure that on a regular basis, there's a process in place where those patches are being installed. And they're also going to ask you about specifically patches that are urgent, that come out, that are critical. So your insurance company is going to want to know what your plan is for urgent, for critical patches that are considered 0-day. That's what they're called, meaning you have to do them right now. What's your plan for that? So you want to make sure those are in place, and that you either have an IT company or you have somebody internally that's held accountable, that's making sure that those patches get installed. The next thing you're going to want to worry about is data encryption. Now, it's not a requirement that you have data encryption, but these insurance companies really want to know that you have some sort of plan in place so that if somebody does penetrate your environment and they have access to your data, that there is something in place that's going to prevent them from actually getting your data. So data encryption is an important question. It's something they may ask you for. It's not the only thing. There are other things, but that's something you should be prepared to answer to. They're going to ask you about penetration testing and vulnerability assessments. Very, very common tools that are used by everybody now to really see if they can from the outside get into your network, and then once they're in your network to really see if they can, you know, break into your admin passwords and really get into your system. So these are all very common things that every insurance company is going to ask. I think that the overall point that I want you to take away is that you're actually fortunate that you have the opportunity to be looking at this because your insurance company is asking you. In a lot of cases, if your insurance company wasn't asking you, you might not be doing anything because you don't have a budget for it. You don't want to spend money on it. But the reality is, it's really a good thing that the insurance companies now are being so strict with it, that they're actually declining your insurance requests. And that's what's happening. They are declining. They're saying, we don't want you, the risk is too high, or they're going to take you and they're going to charge you a lot of money because you're just not ready. So what can you do? You can take the steps I just gave you. There's some very basic steps. Bring an IT professional in, bring a cybersecurity professional in, go through your own checklist, do a risk assessment, make sure you guys are solid, make sure your company's protected, make sure your clients are protected. And what I mean by that is, if you're protected, you're protecting your client's data that you're holding on to. And that's what it comes down to. It's a part of doing business now. So if this video was helpful, if this video inspired you to actually take action, like, share, comment, go down below, spread the word. Let's help as many people as we can. Have a great night, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.